programs. But I'll focus on, a categorization that deals with two main types of programs. One program you might consider, using a very simple analogy, as some kind of outpatient care. And another type of program is similar to surgery or intensive care. So if you have a fever and you go to a hospital, they don't normally keep you in the wards to take care of you until you recover. Usually they give you some medicines and you go back home. And then there are instances where you have to stay in the hospital. They have to monitor you more carefully. And then usually, because the care is intensive, it's not allowed that, you go back home. You stay there for a long period of time. If you think of the set of IMF programs, that's one easy way to capture the distinctions. So there are programs like the standby agreements, the standby credit facilities, programs like the flexible credit line, the precautionary and the liquidity line, etc., which are designed for economies that are doing relatively well, but they have some short-term or temporary challenges. And usually for these programs, you have to already prove to the IMF that you don't have a lot of structural issues, and these challenges that you have are temporary. And once you're able to demonstrate, so they say it's ex ante conditionality. You must prove that already the things that you are doing in your economy generally means that you will not put the resource of the IMF at risk, or you're not likely, even if you take the IMF money, to get into a worse problem. That is one category of programs. And then you have the second category of programs, usually what we call the extended funds facility and the extended credit facility. And that deals with protracted challenges, where your challenges are persistent. Also, the assumption is that you go in not qualifying for money, but the money that is given to you enables you to become eligible. So it's an ex post functionality. And then you have to do changes to the structure of your economy or other aspects of your macroeconomic system. Now, the distinction between these is very important, because we've heard a lot of people make the point that, a lot of countries have gone to the IMF, a lot of countries have gone to the IMF, without trying to understand what type of programs the IMF offer. If you distinguish things that way, then the argument that some government spokespersons have tried to make in order to confuse the debate does not hold. This argument that half the world has gone to the IMF, and therefore this is a routine. The suggestion is that the problems that we are facing are just routine, temporary problems, and they will just go away in a short period of time, and we just need a little IMF money to cushion us a little. I think that portrayal of things is not very accurate. So I went, to the databases, and I pulled up every country that has gone to the IMF in the last couple of years, and the ones whose programs are still active. And you will see that, contrary to the argument that has been made, when it comes to countries that have active IMF programs in general, that's about 41 countries. Remember that what happened in 2020 and 2021, where the IMF went into its board and then was allowed to redistribute the quotas, the SDR quotas. So in essence, the simplest way to explain it is that they allowed everybody in the world to just come for money without having to undergo a program or to meet any specific conditions. That is not a bailout.